Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Listen, the thing is, Elton, when he gets going, a lot of the time, an absurd amount of time if I'm being honest, he curses just like a drunken sailor, you know, a drunken dick of a sailor who has just been kicked in the dick by a hugely muscled asshole. Wait, should I say it that way? Should I say balls instead? Balls? Balls. Big ol' hairy balls. Got it. Balls. He curses like a drunken sailor who has just been kicked in the dick by an asshole's balls. Oop, nope. That's not what I wanted to say. Damn it! No, you know what? To hell with it. I'm sticking with what I got. Yep, dick balls. That's it. Enjoy the show.
Has your career stalled? Maybe something like a Boeing 787 Dreamliner? Did you think that by now your career would be soaring into the sky like something that isn't a Boeing 787 Dreamliner? Maybe your dream of being well on your way to being the CEO of a successful corporation that wouldn't need to have two whistleblowers snuffed, like, say, Boeing, maybe they allegedly have done regarding, I don't know, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner debacle. Maybe it isn't going as planned, your career, you know. How about some career advice from people that has nothing to do with Boeing's 787 Dreamliner airplane and subsequent conspiracies regarding its malfunctioning and killing of people? Perhaps what you need is career advice from wealthy CEO types, ready, willing, and able to drop golden nuggets of wisdom all over your career's face. Stop letting your career spiral into the crapper. Stop being not successful enough. Today, we're going to find out how to keep your career from getting laughed at by more successful careers, so you can stop wasting career time and claw back some of those lost career hours you've spent comforting your career. It's time for real motivation from career people doing careers in a way that careering was meant to be careered. Obviously, they know how to career better because they're rich and running things from their career. For their career, by their career, right? Keep listening to find out what advice they might have for you. Though, as you'll find out, you probably don't want to quit your day job based on the career advice they give you. God, that was hacky, wasn't it? Under the watchful eyes of Bob Stratos and Apollo. Welcome to Elton Reads Book a Week, the only podcast ever to go on record as saying that goose-stepping morons should try reading books instead of burning them. That is, of course, a claim I make with no supporting evidence that I am the only podcast that's ever said that, but still, there it is. Thank you, Dr. Henry Jones Sr., for that quote. My name is Elton, and I read a book a week. All that Dreamliner stuff, it's got nothing to do with anything I'm doing today. It's just, I was reading something, a conspiracy, and it's a lot of nonsense. But is it? It doesn't matter. The book this time around is Zoom, Surprising Ways to Supercharge Your Career, which is chock full of, quote, exclusive insights from Fortune's 40 under 40, meaning 40 successful corporate types the magazine has deemed to be special for some reason, who are also under 40 years of age. Like that matters too? I mean, it doesn't, does it? I know we've been led to believe since I don't know, the 1950s or 60s or something, when baby boomer teenagers were suddenly recognized for their buying power in the post-war economy, and advertisers flocked to them like birds on a dead fish for all those sweet, sweet teenage spending dollars. And as is almost always the case, it inadvertently changed society writ large to focus on youth over experience and wisdom or whatever, to the detriment of nearly every facet of our existence as people, in favor of some imagined fantasy of perpetual youth. Does life really begin and end within the years spanning the age of 16 to 29? And must you need to maintain the body you had when you were 17? Otherwise, you're a moral and social failure forever. Why are grown women baby talking that, and also with that weird ditzy Valley Girl accent in videos on social media? Better still, why are some of them not only baby talking, but also trying to move and act like characters in an anime cartoon? That's so weird. And why are grown men chasing the idea of a perpetual full head of hair when we all know, some guys go bald? How about the dyeing of beards to try and fool the world that you're closer to 20 instead of 50? Sorry, I had a cup of coffee and it's kicking in, you know. Age will take us all, and death. Death too. Death will also take us all. That youth-focused mentality has, of course, permeated the business world, as it has done in every other thing, in a great big fat ageist way. Out of the way, you bunch of stupid olds. If you were so smart and relevant, you wouldn't have let yourself age so damned much, would you? Only stupidly meaningless, irrelevant people get old, and when they do, never have any good ideas ever after they get old. Wisdom and experience is overrated. Youth rules forever. Youth. Only the good die young. Or so a guy pushing into his 30s wrote back in the late 70s. I don't know what that means, dude. So there are no good old people? You see? Oh my God. Did I just date myself with that? Please don't cancel me, young people. Look, I can change. So that new iPhone, huh? It's pink or orange or something. That's so no cap. Fuck! I fucked that up. Am I no longer Swifty or something?
Wow. Did you just invoke the holiest of holies, that which was handed down by God to all T-Swizzle fans, then later trademarked by the goddess herself, Queen of the Swifties, the Taylor Swift? Do you even comprehend the gravity of the atrocious sin you've committed against the masses? And for what? To use it as an adjective or verb or something? What has happened in that broken brain of yours? Tell me how Tay-Tay hurt you, my child. How did she hurt you?
Tay-Tay? What's a Tay-Tay?
Taylor Swift, obviously. Who else?
Wait, broken?
Oh yeah, something is definitely broken in that noggin.
That's kind of fucked up just to throw that kind of...
I mean, come on. You have to be to think roping one of the biggest and best fan bases in the history of music into your madness is a good idea. Good.
Is that what Taylor Swift calls her fans?
Yes, that's what she calls her fans.
Trademark?
Swifties.
Is that what Swiftie means? I saw a video or a TikTok or whatever. Whichever. And right. No, that makes sense now. No. Did you know she went to a Super Bowl or football something or other?
Oh, good
Jesus,
Lord,
did she buy a football
you're
team?
Just off and rambling now.
Like Ryan Reynolds.
It's like listening to a chimpanzee trying to figure out a can opener without being shown how to use it first.
Oh shit, is Taylor Swift on a football team? That can happen now, right? I guess. I mean, why not? I mean, sports shit is sports shit, right? I mean, no, but that would have been...
This is all just
that would have been a lot bigger deal,
talk.
right? I mean, the full disclosure here. I know absolutely fuck all about
actually,
sports. let alone giving a shit whose
Yeah,
team.
This reminds me of the time I saw a video of a mental patient having a psychotic break or something.
But I mean, then
Was that
again,
back in college?
she could. I mean, well, like maybe be a kicker
Or maybe a documentary or
something.
something.
Those are the
Man, that
small
memory
guys
is
on the football
hazy.
team.
I should probably take some B12 or maybe there's a superfood or... Nope, back to it. Anyway, this nonsense you're saying. It feels like that kind of situation from that class or doc or whatever. A psychotic break, but for stupidity. A sensibility break, if you will. I don't like that. It doesn't sound weighty enough. Still, I kind of feel like I should call somebody about your brain going bye-bye, but you know what? It's actually kind of entertaining. I'm kind of on the fence with just letting you go. Oh, what an internal debate to have. Conflicted between my want for the entertainment your broken-brained gibberish / possible psychotic episode provides, clashing with my concern that this might be a genuine medical emergency. Gah, choices.
You're just so ridiculous. My God. I can salvage this. I can just let me, recalibrate, reassess. I don't know, reset. Recharge. One of those names.
Do I have a word for you, bud?
You're absolutely insufferable sometimes. I'm moving on. Shit. Where was I? Oh, pandering to the youth. I'm not above throwing in some new internet-conceived meme slang, laced with irony or whatever, to try and make headway with the key 18 to 24-year-old demographic. But, I mean, we all know it just come off desperate, sad, and cringy, right? Like me trying to make a Taylor Swift reference and that making any fucking sense. Personally, I think if anyone in that 18 to 24 bracket are listening, they'd probably appreciate me not aping their, culture or vibes or whatever it is. That's something I heard not too long ago. Vibes, Speaking of vibes, are people still doing things ironically? Remember irony? That was fun. Sorry. The coffee is still talking, but while it is, hey, IPAs and craft beer. Can I just it's all just shitty beer. I may have said that before in a different episode, but it's still true. Needs to be said, all right? Needs to be said a lot. There's nothing artisanal about making undrinkable beer. By the way, none of that was ironic or skibbity, whatever the hell that is. Good God. But back to the book. The book is titled Zoom, Surprising Ways to Supercharge Your Career. It's loaded with career and business advice from CEOs and business types, published way back in 2013. Remember 2013? The fantastic year that brought us the Cronut, that crescent pastry monstrosity, or the Oculus Rift, that expensive headset that got discontinued, kind of, and the invisible skyscraper. Oh, what? Don't remember that one? It was, or is called, the Cheongna. Cheongna. Cheongna City Tower. Tower Infinity, or Echo Prism Tower. It is to be constructed near the Incheon Airport. Incheon? I don't know. Incheon Airport, just outside of Seoul, South Korea. The tower is dubbed the world's first invisible tower, because no tower is as cool as one you can't see. But, ironically, invisible towers are everywhere. Get it? Because you can't see them. Anyway, the invisibility illusion will be achieved with an LED facade system. That means a bunch of LED screens on the outside. The system would work in combination with cameras located on the outside of the building to render the surroundings onto the LED screens that are wrapped around the building. Why would you do that? Because humanity, after all is said and done, is pretty fucking dumb. Seriously, the point of this whole thing is to show how superior Korean technology is by building a tower that can't be seen. Yeah. Seriously. It's still not built, but cross your fingers that we'll get to see that kind of ultra dumb shit real soon. So as far as this book goes, I loathe billionaires. It's just ingrained in me at this point. Given the state of the world and economics, they shouldn't exist, billionaires. And we should have moved past them a long time ago. Just my abbreviated thoughts on the matter. I think the all-American lust for money died in me the day I realized I'd have to work like 350,000 years to retire without being mostly dead. I entered the realization that this nightmare work forever life I'm in was mostly decided based on which vagina I was shat out of rather than how hard I can work or will work or willing to work, and how many layers of Benjamins it was that particular vagina was covered in. Do people still call $100 bills Benjamins? Seriously, the chances of a child born into a poor family reaching the top 5% of income is just 1% compared to 22% for a child born rich. That's incredibly shitty odds for most of everyone on the planet. The odds of you getting into the top 5% are roughly the same as you being asked to run a Fortune 500 company, actually. Hell, it's probably the same probability of not only being invited to the board meeting to receive the opportunity out of fucking nowhere, but to also have the outgoing CEO go down on you during the meeting. Let's leave the billionaire shouldn't exist discussion to some other time, though. I'm not gonna lie, it does permeate my thinking a lot. Still, I've made a deal with myself to meet it all halfway, as you'll see. So for now, let's talk about advice, particularly the advice successful CEOs dole out to business magazines who feel might benefit their core readership, which is less successful business people. For shits and giggles, we'll also take a look at how well a lot of this information is aged. Spoilers, like milk.
Whoa. Hi there. Hi. Hey. Okay. Sport. Here's the deal. What's going on here with the tangent thing here? The hating all the people with the money, all the money, Elton, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Dummy.
The wealthy billionaire assholes.
Whoa, hey, now, fella. Your words, not mine. Okay, pal, sure. Yeah, if you want to call them that, I mean, I can't stop you. Okay. Now, wait, listen. What you're doing here probably isn't a good idea, huh? I have to check in with them from time to time. Every so often, as it were, right? As is my role, I guess. Anyway, maybe just curb your misguided loathing or whatever a tiny bit, Or maybe at least until you're done with...
Look, you really don't need to do this. I'm perfectly capable of doing what needs to be done to...
Oh my golly gosh heckin' shucks. Please stand by as we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Thank you for your patience. We'll be back shortly. Please enjoy this light and harmless jazz instrumental while you wait. Did you know that in today's corporate world, there's a big emphasis on doing business with a conscience? By golly woggle, there's even an acronym for it. It's called CSR, which stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. How about that?
What the fuck was that? Who? What the hell did you just do?
I can't just sit by, idly, or whatever. Look, I know we have an odd relationship as far as this podcast of yours goes. Like, yeah, you grate on my freaking nerves, sure. And then you you do it some more somehow, and then more on top of that. Yeah. Then you just wander off into the mother freaking weeds, in the most aggravating way possible. No, you know what? You know what it's like? It's like you're at a horse race, okay? A horse race that starts and then 10 feet into it, one of the idiot horses just up and has a brain fart and up and wanders off to go take a dump right in the middle of the race. Just plops it right there. I mean, who does that? What's that all about? It's like you derive some kind of sick joy by taking a figurative needle and jamming it into everybody's ears with your moronic.
All right. Can you get to the point already, please?
All right. It's just that, look, I get you have certain views about wealthy people and how they're awful or that they shouldn't exist or whatever. I mean, I don't fully get it, but yeah, sure, you're adamant about it for some reason. I get that. I mean, there are probably people out there still collecting pet rocks from the 70s. I don't get that either. People can be just wow. Still, the thing is, the internet overlords, as you've been calling them, not me. When they hear this, that kind of wealthy people suck and shouldn't exist stuff, they talk. And that usually leads to some kind of very strange and off-putting passive-aggressive shunning or shadow banning types of things, or worse. I want to say cancel culture, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's rhetorical nonsense, but still. Who knows? It's just not great, is what I'm trying to get at. It just seems to instigate their meddling in all things. All things. Back to what I was getting at. As much as I think you're bad at this, and everything you do is hell-bent on annoyance, I think it would be nifty to not see you go out like that, Elton, I'd rather see you go out in a painful, raging blaze of mediocrity. Or at the very least, in some confusing, controversial, fever dream, gibbering idiot kind of way that, yeah, this still sounds bad. And it kind of seems like I'm stopping exactly that from happening right now, actually. But no, see, I'd like to see it all happen more democratically, Like the listeners have a say in it instead. They take your nonsense the wrong way and then you try to walk it back. But then you only end up digging yourself into a deeper hole? Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Hypothetically, okay, say you said something like unhoused people should be called economically disadvantaged urban campers instead or something. And then people are so incensed they come after you with pitchforks and torches. Like that.
Jesus, that's horrific and oddly specific.
It was just a hypothetical. So anyway, the point is I'm taking the helm on trying to steer your misplaced, vindictive diatribes against the wealthy away from the rocky shoals of your failure fetish and towards more lucrative possibilities for podcasting that you're sure to fumble and F up later, of your own volition, obviously. It has to be the world's most telegraphed implosion at this point, if we're all being honest with ourselves. Am I right?
I don't know what any of that means.
It means I'm going to help you to not turn the internet overlords against you and your nonsensical nonsense self-destructing podcast crap on money fest loaded with your wealth hater hating hater hate speech weirdo.
I think that's a triple negative.
Oh, you're... you can't help just poking the bear, can you? Just can't help yourself. Oh, you're asking for it.
Anyway, that sounds a little exaggerated. Wait. How do you expect to accomplish...
Oh my golly gosh heckin' shucks. Please stand by as we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Thank you for your patience. We'll be back shortly. Please enjoy this light and harmless jazz instrumental while you wait.
No, hey, no, hey, no, stop. No, you can't do that.
I controlled a sensor button thing, bud. In case you've forgotten. I still don't know the when, where, and how of how that happened. That's still up in the air, but still, here we are. If I feel like you're teetering on insanity with the wealth hater hating hater hate, then I'm jumping in. Suck it.
Oh, that's not going to work for me. I need to do this my way. I want to do this. You stopping me every couple of seconds.
Shush! As much as it pains me to admit it, you're right. This is your special brand of idiocy. Me bogging it down is, God forbid, probably just going to make it worse. So I have an idea, okay? I'll allow for your smooth-brained crazy after you get through the main idea of the book. But until then, I've got my finger on the trigger and ooh, boy, is it itchy, fella. Itchy.
What the hell kind of deal is that? I mean, you can just do whatever you want.
Shush, shuppity, shushpa. Shh. Oh, you sweet summer child. The deal is, take it or leave it, Elton. Oh, I swear to God, I'll let Oswald loose to wreak havoc and almighty heck on everything you're doing in this podcast of so much brain farting. God, so much. Sheesh.
Who the hell is Oswald?
Hi there. I'm Oswald. You can call me Ozzy, though. Most folks do. I've been in the program interruption game for quite some time and have built up quite a reputation for alerting people to delays in, oh heck, let's see, baseball games, radio programs, dog shows, nipple clamp auctions. Oh, let me tell you, once I got a really good gig for a local television station. You see, while I was doing a shift on the interruption/delay announcement desk, they had this real bad rainstorm come through, and a flash flood warning came across the newswire. It had the whole place in a tizzy. The station manager was panicked. He looked around with a frantic, desperate look in his eyes, and running from room to room, he shouted, "Golly! We need someone who can interrupt the public access broadcast of St. John's Episcopal Church's Sunday afternoon bingo session to tell everybody about this flash flood warning. What are we to do? Who can do it?" Of course, old Ozzy here leapt up and...
Good God! No one cares, Oswald!
My mother cares, I'll have you know. She told me this morning at breakfast before my tum-tum got achy, specifically stating, "Oswald, precious, I care for you. Very much." "Yeah, you heard me. Very much," she said. So, there.
This is what I get for only being able to pay scale. What's the budget for an interruption guy? I asked. Oh, the lowest possible amount. We're only trying to send a message, not break the bank. Psh, some freaking message. Scale gets you a mama's boy.
A proud mama's boy, I'll have you know.
What?
Oh, you be quiet too. Good gracious. Seriously, God? This is what you give me to work with? Ugh.
All right, just, okay, look, just let me get through this episode already. You're so weird.
Yeah. Just remember, the finger on the trigger is mine, bud. Don't make me be the bad gal. I'm doing this for you and the future lynching public. But, not gonna lie, mostly me. Yeah. You're on a short leash.
Oh, no.
Oswald,
You're going to fuck everything up.
Oh my golly gosh heckin' shucks. Please stand by as we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Thank you for your patience.
Seriously?
Yep. New sheriff. In town. Me. Pew freaking pew. Them's my gun sounds, partner. Get used to it.
You're so weird. So what is this book really about already? It is about Zoom, the wacky new game brought to you by the makers of Uno, Pictionary, and Whack-A-Mole. Zoom, a standalone shoot-'em-up adventure game that's sure to have you and your friends zooming for more. All you need is the official Zoom projectile propulsion fun in a box fun kit and an official Zoom scorecard. Then it's just a quick assembly away using the patented push and click tab system, using the ultra super easy instructions. And then it's time to Zoom. Simply load one of the provided Metallifun nanospheres into the patent-pending Elasto Leather Pull and Zoomstigator pouch and shoot system. Aim and zoom. It's just that easy and oh so fun. Aim and fire it at your friends. Fire it at their privates. Zoom! Aim it at your neighbor's dog. Fire it at its privates. Aim, fire, and zoom your way to fun. Aim it at cars, buses, tanks, world leaders, teachers, plants, your grandma's privates, your grandma's plants' privates, and so much more. The fun never stops until it's wrestled from your hands. You can zoom from your bike, car, bus, plane, trains, and even horseback. Unfortunately, the zoom will not function underwater, so all things you want to zoom will have to be zoomed before they can or reach the safety of a body of water. Zoom, zoom, zoom! Every set comes with a stack of official scorecards complete with Zoom hit score point sheets and tally table for hours of calculating fun. Did you zoom your kid's sister in the arm? Ow! That's smart! But that's only 2 zoom points. You'll have to zoom harder next time. Did you hit that annoying bird in its head and now it's fallen from the tree just to convulse on the ground until it, well, didn't? That's 20 zoom points. Zowee! You're really zooming. Zoom is loads of fun for kids and adults alike. Whoever holds the powerful and accurate patent-pending Zoomstigator pouch and launch system safely is dictating how much fun everyone else is having. He who has the Zoom makes the fun. Get your Zoom set today. Available at fine retailers everywhere. Mattel is not responsible for any or all damages to property, pets, or reputations, legal repercussions heretofore covered by the previous disclaimer, except and including all incurred by the use of Zoom or its officially released accessories, any injuries, cuts, bruises, abrasions, deep tissue trauma, death, or any other negative medical effects accrued from the use of Zoom or its officially released products are not the fault of Mattel or its subsidiaries, who fully maintain that you should have known better before purchasing, and you probably didn't read the instructions, which include a more detailed version of this disclaimer. No, it's not that one. Zoom, or more accurately Zoom, Surprising Ways to Supercharge Your Career, is a 2013 book by the editors of Fortune magazine based on its 40 Under 40 franchise. It features profiles and lessons from young business leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators who achieved significant success before the age of 40. The book's goal is to give readers insights and advice on how to fast-track their own careers and businesses and stuff. I should say now that successful and lessons and advice are a loose and pretty subjective use of the terms, as well as we'll get into later. First, who took the time to write this? Well, according to the book, the internet, Daniel himself, Daniel Roberts, wrote it in addition to contributors to Fortune magazine. I'm assuming it's whomever wrote for the 40 Under 40 series, but who knows? I'm just a dipshit podcaster weirdo, you know? So let's start with Daniel. It's a good place as any, I hear. Here's Daniel-san talking about himself. You know, Daniel-san like the Karate Kid. Yeah, here's Daniel-san talking about himself via his website, DanielHughesDickRoberts.com, which seems a little presumptuous, you know, and vain. But, you know, what do I know? I don't know the man or his penis, to judge either. I'm kidding, obviously. I know his penis very well. Met it the other day. Shook its hand. Did you know it had hands? I didn't either. Till he whipped that bad boy out. I'm like, oh my God, it has a face and hands. Did you know it had a face? Me neither. Till he whipped it out. Sorry, that was all nonsense. But I'm going to keep doing that voice, though. Here's the bio thing from Daniel's website about himself. Daniel is a veteran journalist with extensive experience in sports, business, crypto, media, big tech, and retail. I also he reviews books, mostly literary fiction. He's appeared on CNN, CBS, Fox Business, BBC, ESPN, ABC Radio, Golf Channel. Who doesn't like appearing on the Golf Channel? He appeared on the Golf Channel, NPR, and more. He's also the former editor-in-chief of Decrypt, something no one's ever heard of. I certainly haven't. Where on Decrypt, he recruited a team of writers and editors, led news strategy, launched and hosted the GM podcast, planned and emceed live events and moderated panels at conferences around the world. Around the world. Before Decrypt, the man spent 5+ years at Yahoo Finance, where he covered sports, business, and crypto. Interviewed hundreds of executives and pro athletes and hosted a weekly podcast called Sportsbook, a daily 1-hour live show called YFIAM, and a daily 1-minute social video series called Business and Coffee. I haven't checked that out at all, but I'm curious to know if he drinks the entire cup of coffee in 1 minute, while also talking about business, because shit, that's a talent I never thought I needed to see. Now I'm wondering how hot that coffee is, or how much, because if it's a 20-ouncer, then he's talking about, say, supply logistics, all in the span of a minute. Like, how, Something's got to give, right? And if so, what is it? God, I hope it's the coffee. Before Yahoo, he spent 5+ years at Fortune, writing magazine profiles on companies like DraftKings, Adidas, Yelp, Anheuser-Busch, InBev, I don't know what that is, and MasterCard, and people like People like Lee Stein, Louis Free, Will I Am, Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne The Rock, and David Chang, who we'll be mentioning today, George Foreman, the boxer who made grills famous again, and Cal Ripken, and Gary Player, I don't know who that is, bringing it into the present, Fortune magazine that is, or at least close to it. He co-managed the 40 Under 40 franchise and conducted many of the onstage interviews at the All Markets Summit live conferences. Now, the relevant bit. He's the author of what we're getting into today, Zoom, Surprising Ways to Supercharge Your Career, published way back in 2013, a book about business leaders who made Fortune's 40-40 under 40 list, and he served or is serving on the boards of the Deadline Club and the Carnegie Fund for Authors. Not sure what that is either. I didn't dive into that. I just, it's an author. In addition to all of that, he's also written for The Washington Post, The Wall Street Journal, The Paris Review, Sports Illustrated, Time, Vice, Salon, The Guardian, NPR, Deadspin, Entrepreneur, The New York Post, The New York Daily News, The Daily Beast, Lit Hub, The All, AWL, The All, The Hairpin, The Morning News, The Millions, The Billions, The Trillions, The Zillions, and The Gazillions. Okay, a lot of that was fake, except for the millions. The classical he wrote for, Flavor Pill, Pop Matters, The Rumpus, and more. Plus, he's had some short fiction published. After all that, that's what he should have led with that. That's his work. I know he wrote for all these other fucking people, but come on, lead with your own shit. Here's some short fiction I wrote, and I wrote for the fucking Hairpin. Jesus Christ. You can find him on Substack alongside me. I've just started a Substack for no reason whatsoever. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'll link to it in the description there. Follow me there and all the other social media stuff like a partially brain damaged gorilla fighter. I pop up out of nowhere and say nonsensical things and give updates about the podcast. Plug completed. No, wait. Email me at eltonreadsabookaweek@gmail.com to textually slap me around. I can take it. Now the plug is over. Exhausting. Back to who made this thing. I'm not sure what writers at Fortune contributed to this, so I'm gonna assume it's the whole fucking magazine. Everyone that wrote for the magazine contributed to this. Sure, let's do it. I'm pumped about writing up a business magazine. I love business. In February 1930, just 4 months after the Wall Street crash that would define the Great Depression, an extraordinary magazine made its debut. A magazine to talk about the very thing that destroyed most Americans' lives in America in general, I guess. At the time, when business publications were dreary affairs filled with little more than statistics helping guide the economy to financial ruin, Henry Luce launched Fortune magazine with the audacious vision to create what he called the ideal superclass magazine that would capture the dignity and beauty, the smartness and excitement of modern industry. End quote. I don't even know if I said quote. Fuck it. Because what better time to start a magazine like this than the Great Depression, right? I mean, of course. Pricey at a sloppy turd-dropping $1 per copy, equivalent to about $19 today. Again, just to reiterate, this was during the Great Depression. Fortune magazine represented both supreme confidence and breathtaking risk in the darkest economic moment of the century, the Great Depression. Some would go so far as to say that it was a little tone deaf and out of touch. But who were they? Who was saying that? You know, poor people is who. Poor people. Let the poors line up at their precious soup kitchens and fight each other for warm places to sleep, and give that precious $1 to someone who deserves it. A highfalutin magazine about business, rich guys in America, right? America. Fortune pioneered the corporation story. Pioneered the fucking, you can't see what I'm doing. Fortune pioneered the, quote, corporation story, unquote, offering in-depth analyses of companies that often made executives uneasy. The magazine used irony and sophistication to critically assess corporate behavior, proving highly effective and profitable. Profitable? That's stupid. Highly effective and profitable, with revenues reaching $45 million by 1941. So, hey, maybe the $1 for a magazine beats eating. In 1955, Fortune editor Edgar P. Smith created the Fortune 500 list, ranking the largest American companies by revenue, which is all that matters. The list quickly became a cultural institution, referenced by political and business leaders and serving as a benchmark for business success. Almost entirely by political and business leaders. Over 1,800 companies have appeared on the list over 70 years, though only 49 have remained since the inaugural edition. That's a 2.72% chance of success. Spoilers. Despite its influence, Fortune faced controversies, including early plagiarism scandals and a complex relationship with the corporate power it covered, as it was never truly anti-business. A significant journalistic triumph and controversy was the Enron scandal. In 2001, reporter Bethany McLean questioned Enron's financials, leading to its collapse and the definitive account, quote, "the smartest guys in the room," by McLean, unquote, by McLean and Peter Elkind, 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 Elkind. Despite Fortune having previously named Enron America's most innovative company. Sorry, more spoilers. No shit. Maybe more like foreshadowing. The digital age brought challenges for Fortune, leading to reduced publishing frequencies and a spin-off from Time Warner because everyone believes print media is dying. And the only way forward is to perpetually rent content to people. Ain't the death of capitalism great?
Oh boy, that thing. That was said Elton. Man, oh man, that was pretty darn funny, if I do say so myself. Surely worth these ads. Surely. Yeah, I know. Don't call me Shirley. I knew you were thinking it. I get it. We all get it. Here are the ads.
Corporate mismanagement, including Laura Lang's expensive tenure, further highlighted the industry struggles and Fortune's struggles. In 2025, Fortune's credibility was damaged when it published false information about Elon Musk and X being Twitter now, or previously. Elon Musk, he bought Twitter and turned it into X, which is just basically a mini blogging site for neo-Nazis now. So, cool. Anyway, in 2025, Fortune's credibility was damaged when it published false information about Elon Musk and X, based on a fabricated source, forcing a retraction and public apology. In 2018, Mark Benioff, purchased Time magazine, a trend of tech billionaires saving journalism institutions they're trying to help kill. Fortune itself has undergone digital transformation, embracing subscriptions and AI, reaching a global audience of over 100 million. Fortune's legacy is complex, for sure. It created some serious business journalism and the Fortune 500, and influenced how Americans viewed corporate life, as seen in William H. White's, quote, "The Organization Man," end quote. The magazine continues to grapple with the tension between critically examining power and relying on it for access and revenue, and how to maintain journalistic integrity in a rapidly changing media landscape. Despite its stumbles, Fortune endures, a testament to journalism's power and the fascination with wealth and power. So, now that we have the angle from that this book is coming from, I'd like to offer my means to meet it halfway. Like I said before, I'm not a fan of billionaires and CEOs, but I am a big fan of books and I love everything they give. This one is just as valuable, kind of, as any other. Despite the pandering to those desperate to reach seven figures, which I don't like, there are many aspects of this book, information in it that I do. The inadvertent social commentary, sure. The inadvertent hypocrisy, absolutely. The inadvertent humor of trying to pass off ancient, worn-out business platitudes as sage advice from 40-somethings for the internet age, fuck yeah. What I like about it are the tales and ideas that are told between the lines. Coming from a publication that benefits and thrives on the dollars of the everyman buying into the notion that they can be as successful as the people featured in the magazine, this book is a little telling in its lionizing of wealthy elite business types. He wants to promote how hardworking and forward-thinking the CEO, up-and-coming business folk are, so that the poor, not-so-up-and-coming business folks will buy up the advice of these so-called successful titans of cutting-edge industry. The truth is, it's vapid self-help that's really not so helpful. Fortune.com's audience is 61.39% male and 38.61% female. The largest age group of visitors are 25 to 34-year-olds. This follows the trend of entrepreneurship as of late, which is now pushing into the 40-plus age group. And Fortune is there to give you all the advice you're willing to buy in order to shape your business to be just like the heroes in their magazines. It's largely empty advice, though. But still, if Elon said he gets up at 4 a.m. and works until 3 a.m. the next day, then that must be the way you become a billionaire, right? All right. I'm being a little harsh. What I like about the book is that with a little critical thinking, you can find the absurd holes in the fluff pieces about each of these tycoons and see it for what they are, the reality underneath, you know, these tycoons or whatever they're called, the 40-ish, under 40 success stories. It greatly erodes their claims to seemingly have the answers as far as I'm concerned. And the advice they give is often just generic business-centric platitudes that aren't anything concrete that can be applied to in any real meaningful way to less successful business people or just business in general. There's nothing practical in it. Like, take for instance, one David Chang, a Korean-American rebel chef known for his delicious creative food, more ramen. He's famous for making really good ramen. I haven't had any yet, but I hear it is really good. His creative food and brash, edgy attitude. He founded the influential restaurant group Momofuku. Momofuku. He named it Momofuku because there's fuck in the word. And it's a reference to something else. Anyway, he's been credited with revolutionary. He's a revolutionary. No, he's been credited with revolutionizing contemporary Asian American cuisine. He's portrayed as this guy who went to college, majored in religion, then took off to travel around kitchen hopping around the world before coming up with a killer recipe for ramen noodles, as I said before, a childhood favorite of his that he picked up from his dad. Then, through sheer tenacity and grit, made this first love of a food into a thriving chain of high-end Michelin-rated restaurants named Momofuku Noodle Bar. Momofuku, by the way, which I mentioned before, means lucky peach in Japanese, but was also an homage to Momofuku Ando, the inventor of instant ramen, the staple that had gotten Chang through late nights in his dorm. He also admitted he liked the word because it had fuck in it. So, classic 40 under 40. This is all well and good. The small town guy makes good kind of thing, right? From humble beginnings to the top of the restaurant chain. Or something. Hard work and tenacity and such, and $130,000 from his dad and his dad's friends. Ooh. That's all you need, right? Just good old tenacity and just hard work and rich parents. You need rich parents. And an education starting with a prep school that cost $44,000 a year for day students and $73,000 for boarding students per year. Just a rough and tumble up from his nothing prep school kid with rich parents who paid for him to travel the world and go from restaurant to restaurant with the freedom, all the freedom that entails. How that's applicable to up and coming business people, I'm not sure. Then there's the keep thinking bigger lesson that they take. That's the takeaway of the Chang story. I mean, fucking duh. What business is about? Business is about expanding. It's about making more money. The fact that Chang expanded into a group of restaurants is just par for the course, right? You don't just. It's what you do. It's what you want to do. How is it advice when it's just a given? When it's just the natural progression of a business to do that? Now, being that this was published in 2013, Momofuku, I guess, since there's fuck in it, Momofuku. I'm going to go with Momofuku. I don't know why. I feel like that's probably the way it's pronounced. I didn't look it up. I'm terrible at that. But anyway, it's expanded into selling various products in stores and has gotten into trouble for trying to trademark the phrase chili crunch. C-H-I-L-E. Chile crunch? Which, that's just weird. It's like trying to, I don't know, copyright red tomato or sour lemon. Something like that. I don't know. It just seems silly. That provocative move pissed off so many people, it kind of damaged the brand a little. So much so that David offered a public apology. Then at sometime since the publishing of the book, the Zoom book here, David Chang has pretty much just resigned himself to hawking chili sauce and packaging ramen to places like the TikTok shop. Way to stick to that dream, Mr. Chang. I'm willing to give some people in the book the benefit of the doubt, though. Maybe they did start out with a dream to bring a product to market in an ethical way and change the world for the better, or some such fantastical fairy tale horse shit. However, it seems as though at some point their dream morphs into the same old business first kind of trope that every corporate-minded mentality eventually finds itself in. Profits first, business second, and whatever else comes third, like what? Cheese? No. Family. God. Yes. One of those. But, the order's irrelevant anyway. That brings me to one Marissa Mayer of Yahoo fame. At 37, Mayer became the youngest chief executive of a Fortune 500 company and lost it all because of a bad acid trip and a police chase through the streets of Las Vegas. It all started with a zany case of mistaken identity, 2 sporks, and an incredibly vivid sex dream involving Will Smith. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Will Smith, not the Millennium Will Smith. Remember when that happened? When Will Smith tried to hijack the Millennium? I mean, what the fuck was he thinking there? I mean, the guy just...
Oh my golly gosh heckin' shucks. Please stand by as we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Thank you for your patience. We'll be back shortly. Did you know that in the spring of 2011, LeBron James bought a minority stake in the English soccer team Liverpool FC and made a notable long-term partnership with Fenway Sports Group, the management firm of the Boston Red Sox owners? Zonkers! That's one shrewd investing sports dude.
What the fucking hell?
Sorry, I must have fallen asleep at the wheel there for a second. For real though, are you having another psychotic break? I swear, the amount of instability in that psyche of yours makes me wonder if you should be walking around without some kind of monitor on or something. A bell, maybe?
No! I'm not having a psychotic break.
Kind of sounds like you are, bud. You sure your boing isn't blokey woken? I crack me up. Oh, come on, that's funny, right there.
I was just trying to break up the roiling animosity. The roiling animosity I have for these CEO people. Damn it, you know what? This book, it's just filler. It's just filler for real advice for supercharging your career. It's a bunch of rich, entitled people getting figuratively jerked off and or fingered by a magazine that makes a dime off of figuratively jerking and or fingering corporations and their ilk and selling it to people as unique practical advice or something. I mean, seriously, the insights here are pretty generic. Like I said before with the restaurant. Oh, you just open more restaurants. That's what restaurants do. Even when they try to make them sound insightful, the advice in this book, it fails if you've worked for any of these kinds of places longer than a job orientation. Like take, for instance, the CEO of Zappos back then. You remember Zappos? Me either. I could have sworn they were a travel agency or something. Like they were a hotline or fucking, I don't know. Apparently they sold shoes back in the day. Who knew? Not me. But moving on. The book gushes about how he really spent a lot of time building some kind of special culture for the company, even going so far as to make a culture book incorporating everyone's input, which he got via mass emailing his own employees and asking them to contribute to it. Then he whittled all that information down to a list of 10 core values, down from 37. They are thus: 1. Deliver wow through service. 2. Embrace and drive change. 3. Create fun and a little weirdness. 4. Be adventurous, creative, and open-minded. 5. Pursue growth and learning. 6. Build open and honest relationships with communication. 7. Build a positive team and family spirit. 8. Do more with less. 9. Be passionate and determined. 10. Be humble. On the outset, you think, golly, whoa! Those are so insightful and gosh dang great core values for a company to have. I should incorporate those into my gosh dang company and be just as successful as Zappos was. I think. You can think all of that, sure, until you realize how generic that list is. 1. Deliver wow through service. This is basic retail garbage. What's the alternative? Deliver bland and shit service? No one would ever do that and stay in business. It's common sense to do the good thing and not the bad. The second, embrace and drive change. That's basic business shit for stay up to date and incorporate new shit, or you're gonna fall behind and get outsold. Fucking of course, you want to change with the times. God damn it. 3. Create fun and a little weirdness. That's basically try and fool yourself into thinking you're at work for fun. Has that bullshit ever worked? Yet you have to write it down and you look like an asshole. The whole list is very basic, unimaginative business tropes. I mean, do more with less. Seriously, that is just basic ass efficiency. Saves money. Business 101 type shit. The list was compiled from suggestions from employees. Employees that will tell the boss safe shit he or she wants to hear. And what won't get them fired. What if they were like, number 1, pay employees what they're actually worth in the creation of our company's profit. Or, I don't know, number 1, always put the value of the health of your home life, your employees' home lives over the life of this company. They would have been walked out in an hour after they hit reply on that email. Or send. You know how email works. Then, the bit about the Zappos guy. His name was Tony Hsieh, spelled interestingly enough. It's pretty neat, actually. His last name is pronounced Hsieh. It's Hsieh. That's pretty cool. He passed away in an unfortunate accident in 2020. Died in a fire. It's very sad. The bit in the book about him goes on about how he built up Zappos and made it about loyalty and uniqueness, and he was really committed to his employees and wanted to sculpt something that would help out the team. And then he ducked out on it and sold it to Amazon a few years into it. Yeah. Look, if you want a way to build a culture in your company, just let it happen. Don't be afraid to do right by your employees. You don't need an email. Just let them have paid maternity leave and pay them well. Even if it eats into your profit margin. That's what keeps them loyal and has them stick around longer, for years. Give them a fucking pension. Let the culture happen organically. Let people talk to each other without whipping them on the back and saying back to work. Just be like, hey, make sure we get the stuff done, but also communicate in a way that's effective for you, not in a way that I dictate to you. God. So what I'm saying, just let it happen organically. This fucking Tony Hsieh, honestly, I don't even remember whether it was Zappos or not. There was talk, and I'm pretty sure it was the Zappos Tony Hsieh bit in the book, that part of the culture was to have a costume closet. A closet filled with costumes for adults to just change into shit like pirates at work. Costumes at work for no reason. That shit annoys the fuck out of me. That's not a culture. That is, you know how awkward and weird that is? I'm sure there was one person at Zappos or wherever the fuck, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Zappos. There was one person at Zappos that was like, man, costumes at work, great. Everyone else was like, what are we doing? No, yeah, it's great. Costumes at work. That's really cool. Yeah, sure. No, we should definitely have that. It really helps. Like everyone else. I mean, when people were like, why don't you go dress up as a fucking, I don't know, a fairy or something? People are like, God, I don't want to. All right, give me the wings. Just give me the wings. I'll put it. Yeah, no, don't just. Yeah, no, I want to. Yeah, give me the wings. I want to. No, just. I'm not. Just give it to me. Thank you. No, I really want to. I'm the fairy today. What I'm saying is just, oh my God, just let it happen naturally. If everyone decides everyone enthusiastically wants a costume closet, sure. But if you're just like, I'm trying to be weird and fun, like fucking stop. It's forced, and it makes everyone sadder. But they won't tell you that. They'll just act like, yay, a costume closet. It's sad. It's just, let it happen organically. That's all I'm saying. You know what? I'm starting a list. Of reality-based advice for business entrepreneurial people. It won't be practical, like how to properly establish an LLC or something. When to apply for certain licenses or how to properly test whether your product or service has market viability. Because, I mean, who needs that, I guess? I mean, you probably do if you're starting a business. But that's what the internet for. That's what the internet for? That's what the internet is for. Maybe. Instead, my list will be a list of things to keep in mind that might make your dream closer to reality. Or at least help you with the people that work for you or around you or something. I'm stewing. So in no order, in no rhyme or reason, here's number one. Number one. Be born rich. Nothing helps guarantee a successful business more than coming from money already. It can buy you the freedom of an easy higher education and time to work out ideas and to fail and to pick yourself back up again and to try again. And it also helps with networking with wealthy friends and family to lend you money. And the time to, like I said before, explore those ideas without the constraints of immediately grinding for money just to survive. Right into the next one. Do the sound. Number two. Let your company's culture happen organically. Your employees outnumber you. Let them decide what the feel of the place is and how they'll be spending since they're going to be spending a disgusting amount of their finite existence as a human being in this place that you've made happen or your customers made happen. Maybe incorporate how they feel about things and not how you are forcing them to be. That's insufferable. Most of the profiles and advice extrapolated from them in the book are the same. Come from money, get into a burgeoning industry, and quote unquote take a chance career-wise. And in the end, pay some lip service to running your business, and in turn, career in an unconventional way while not doing that at all. At all. The book goes on about how the founders of Google ventured off into all these forward-thinking avenues while bucking the trends of business as usual, going so far as to not take ad money, to skew the results and bump certain results up higher based on how much they were paid. You know, they're to be on their to be included in their world-famous, non-biased by money search engine. This was back in 2013, remember? Now, as an avid Google user today, as I'm sure you are, you know that that's not how it turned out at all, is it? No. It's gone the conventional route. You pay to be on top now. Just like those multinational. My God, I can't talk today. Just like those multinational corporations of old, Google has defaulted to the way corporations always do. Anything for profit and furtherment of shareholder dividends, folks. The noise. Number 3. An unconventional means doing things the other guys aren't. And actually doing that. That's rule number 3. If you're going to be unconventional, do it. Don't just say you're going to do it and eventually not do it. And if that's going to be the case, justify the fuck out of it. Or don't say it at all. Don't say you're going to be unconventional if you're just going to default to the old way anyway. What would that look like? Well, maybe try paying people a wage they can live on. Like I said before, it's very important. Even if that means the profit margin isn't as large. That, oddly enough, that's different thinking. That's considered unconventional. Staying the course and things like that are different. Instead of eventually doing the same old fucking thing anyway. Being full of shit is being full of shit whether you do it now or later. Doing shit in an unconventional way means it seems to have a basis in this idea prevalent throughout the book and underpins a lot of the advice in the book somewhat. And that's the idea of take risks. The book showcases in various ways a lot of people they spotlight as having these daring and crazy leaps, having taken daring and crazy leaps of their careers and businesses to further their efforts, and highlights how those leaps propelled some of those folks forward in business. It's a lot of hindsight as 2020 bullshit, masquerading as guts and bravery. The truth of the matter is, these folks were in good positions before they made these things, made these seemingly risky moves. They had tons in the bank already. Marissa Mayer, who worked for Google when they started up, she was actually employee number 20. When she took on her job at Yahoo, she was already in a good-paying job. She had already had a good-paying job for well over a decade, and it banked a lot of money. It's easy to take risks when your fall is cushioned. Most people don't have that luxury. So the advice of boldly forging all willy-nilly and shit to further your career is kind of nonsensical asshole stuff. Side note here, that kind of bothered me if you didn't notice a little bit. The bit about her in the book plays up her being pregnant at the time of her being considered for the Yahoo CEO position. There's a weird thing in there about where some higher up guy says, he tells the board or whoever that it, meaning her pregnancy, won't affect her ability to do the job. Calling pregnancy an it is some fucked up shit. Like motherhood. You know that it. It's like she is turning into it, meaning mother. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. Anyway, later she goes on to say that she values God and family above work. And then a few paragraphs later says she set it up so that she could take her kid to work, setting up a whole little area in her office for the kid to come to work with her. Or some such shit. Which, in my opinion, totally negates the putting family above work statement. I mean, when you're carting your family into work, it's obvious where your priorities are. Look, I think more solid advice would be noise. Number 4. Ooh, I like that one. Look before you leap. Unless you have a big fat-ass mattress full of cash to catch you when you fall. The thing is, being brave with your career is one thing. If you know your only backup plan isn't living on the streets fighting off people for dumpster food afterwards. Is this ever pointed out? No, just the notion of, oh, these innovating badasses just blazed a trail. Consequences be damned, and look how well they've done. Be smart, all right? When you've built that mattress up, then play fast and loose with your losing it, not before. Oh, God, is my head hurting. Was this Burke? Was this Burke worth the shirt in the long run? Was this book worth a shit in the long run? Well, like I said before, to me, all books are good if viewed in the right light, from the right angle. Even a bad one will show you how to write a bad book and how to recognize bad books. So, good, right? They teach you that lesson, so there is good in it anyway. That's how it's a very positive thing I don't know. I've always felt that way. You can get good information from just about any damn book. Well, this one showed me the spin corporations will put out to showcase, to lionize themselves, to make themselves look better, to profit from regular folks that might not do as well. If you read between the lines, it gives away the game a little, which is always a good thing in my opinion. Living in a world where money is now seen as not only an indication of intelligence, which it's not, and also a social virtue of sorts, which it's not. It's good to have an example of propaganda to keep a clear head. Otherwise, the chances of getting sucking off the billionaire mythos might get craftier and get beyond recognition.
Aww. Look who found a silver lining in all his gobbledygook. Right. So maybe not a psychotic break after all, huh? Oh, you definitely have problems, bud. No doubt. Some of which I don't think even medication could help.
I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't interrupt me more than that with what's his face.
All part of the plan. Get you all defensive and riled up with that Oswald interrupting business. Trigger that anti-authority, you can't tell Elton what to do, I'll show you, jerks, subconscious streak you have. Then let you off the chain and give you enough rope to do yourself in. Some might say, one who would lay such a trap for you is super clever, and that such a plan is ingenious. And I'd like to say to that, well, they're so correct. I love it when a plan comes together. Point, set, match, dingus.
That's I don't know what to... Well, look, thank you for letting me get on with this episode then. It really, it helped to vent.
Huh? What? I'm sorry. I was watching a video of a guy a guy cracking himself in the giblies. He clocks his clackers not once, but twice. Twice in the span of 6 seconds. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever... And with his own kettlebell weight thing. Can you believe that? Twice. Just throw the thing down and cry already, man. I mean, why did he keep going? Hold on, I'm gonna watch it again, just to... It's still funny. Just throw it down, dummy!
Look, can I leave now? My daughter's birthday party starts in an hour, and I'd really like to...
Oh my God, Oswald! We're done when I say we're done! Unfrickin' believable. Just... Twice! Amazing. I might just pee myself.
All right, I've been enlisted to introduce for your listening pleasure When Life Gives You Lemon. How about that? Nice, right? Not so bad, if I do say so myself.
If you bought a cheap seat at a concert that has a seat, sit down. Especially if you're in such a position that should you stand, you'd be obstructing the view of people behind and around you. You would think this would be common sense in today's world of way too many concerts and events a year, right? Well, as it would happen, somewhere along the long-storied history of live events, a ball was dropped among a certain entitled crowd. Maybe it's always been dropped, continues to be dropped, is being fucking... Right, here it is. I had cheap seats in a far-flung corner of the arena, and assholes stood up in front of me and danced like brain-damaged mental patients, is what I'm getting at. Don't do that, people. This is how you end up on a death list. Not mine, of course. Mine has a rigid criteria that 3 idiots dancing poorly who obstructed my view at a Nine Inch Nails concert would never rise to meet. Be assured there is a list, though, and it's extensive. Plus, you don't get off of it even if you've died. That's just in case it comes in handy, should there be an afterlife. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mr. Derber, my postman that passed away when I was 9. You'll get off of it when I get my last issue of my Archie Comics subscription, you bastard. Still, if you bought a seat and you're in a section of people you might block, just sit down already. You got cheap seats. Accept it, live with it, and enjoy the moment, however distant it is away from the spectacle. If you want to stand, there's a more expensive area for that. It has a mosh pit you can splurge for, and a chance to get you up close and personal with Trent Reznor's timeless testes bouncing to and fro in his black fatigues. Stop being cheap assholes that want both people. It's not advantageous to a civilized world. Though, to be honest, I was still entertained. Have you ever been enraged by and embarrassed for an individual out in public, let alone 3? It's an interesting, almost life-changing experience. I was mesmerized. To see 3 uncoordinated people dance in 3 different ways, none of which should ever be done in seeing distance of another human being, let alone at an industrial rock concert, is entertainment in and of itself. Satisfying and sickening. Not worth the ticket price I paid, mind you, but still, it was a life-affirming lesson that, should I find myself in an embarrassing red-faced situation, I can always say, at least I'm not those fucking people. My God. If you're wondering, well, I'm a little sheepish to say that. Yeah, I got a video. Don't judge me. It's a keepsake, we'll call it, for posterity, and, you know, for those self-esteem hard times. When the going gets awkward and depressing, these clips, well, in the tortured words of a timeless black fatigue-clad poet, perhaps they'll get me closer to God. Or some other shoehorned-in Nine Inch Nails reference. You get it.
Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for listening to this episode of Elton Reads a Book a Week. If you like what you heard, please consider joining the Patreon for the podcast. You know, it's the link is in the description and stuff. There's lots of other stuff over there. It's good. It's good. There's lots of I'm doing a book read soon. I'm going to put that episode up hopefully today. Anyway, you can access special parts of the Discord, which I'm currently right now recording live. This is going out live into that. So people get to hear me fuck up live. And right now it's just in general, but I will be switching that over to a special Patreon only channel on the Discord that you can join if you join Patreon. Anyway, things like that. You'll get access to things like that. Which Patreon's linked down in the description, or, if you're on YouTube, I'm going to put it in the description on YouTube. You get it. Search for Elton Reads a Book a Week Patreon. It'll get you there, I'm sure. The internet's a wonderful, mysterious place. You can follow the podcast on social media. Facebook, fucking Threads. I don't really do X so much anymore, but, there's a YouTube channel. Leave comments and subscribe. There's a bell down there for notifications for when I put these up, which I'm hoping to do more often. I know I say that a lot, but I'm really trying to do that. I'm getting better at it, I think. I'm thinking about it in a different way. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds. Please share and follow the podcast. Share it everywhere if you can, with friends, family, others, prisoners, people that are, being held hostage. Don't do that. Don't take people hostage. I don't know what I'm saying. Please share and follow. There you go. Done. With whoever. Yes. And then you can hit me up. Reach out to me. Easier on Patreon. I'll answer that immediately. Or you can email me at eltonreadsabookaweek@gmail.com. You can probably find the page on Facebook. I'll answer that too. There's a Facebook page for the podcast. Sharing the podcast and spreading the word, obviously, it's always appreciated and helps too. I love the shit out of that. Above all else, though, thank you for listening. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Really. Truly I do. And put aside some time to read a book this week. Huh? Come on. Don't let them die out. It would suck if they did. It really would. Man, would it suck. Thanks again for listening. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh my God, this is so stupid. Why can't I stop? Why? Twice. Ridiculous.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.